Joe Woodhouse here from Family Wealth 101, and today I'm going to talk about property, and I'm going to do that in the form of a story with flashcards. Mr. Smith died. Mr. Smith had 3 sons, Tim, Tom and Dom. He left them all £200,000 each in his will. The boys decided that the best way to invest the money is to buy property. Fortunately, they have an uncle called Bob. Bob's a builder. Bob's built a row of terraced houses, and he offers to give them the boys at a family discounted rate of £200,000 each. Tim buys the first one, and he buys it cash. Tim's old school. Tim doesn't like debt. £200,000, no mortgage, and he rents the house out for £10,000 per year. Tim's happy. Tom, on the other hand, realises that if he takes a mortgage out, he will increase his return on investment. So he buys 2 houses. £100,000 each is what he puts down, and he borrows £100,000 each on each property. He still rents them out for £10,000 a year, but he's also got mortgage payments because he's got an interest-only mortgage, but he's only paying 3%. Therefore, his net income is £14,000 after both the mortgages are paid. Tom's happy. Then there's Dom. Dom's the youngest of the 3 brothers and the gutsiest. Dom says, sod it, I'm buying 4. And he puts £50,000 down on each house. He also takes a mortgage out of £150,000 at 3%. He uses the same mortgage broker as Tom. He still rents all 4 houses out. After his mortgage payments of £4,500 per house, he's left with a net income of £22,000. Dom's laughing, all the way to the bank. 10 years passes. They build a hospital, they build a leisure centre, and the area gets a lot better. So the brothers decide to sell the houses at a profit of £100,000 each, and now the properties are worth £300,000. So Tim sells his house, sells it for £300,000, plus the 10 years rent he's made. He's left with £400,000. Tim's doubled his money. Tim's happy with that, until he goes round to Tom's for a cup of tea, and they start talking, and Tom reveals that he's also sold both of his houses for £300,000. After he's paid his 2 mortgages off, he's left with £400,000. Then, once he adds in the 10 years worth of net income, he's left with £540,000. Tim wonders now why he didn't get a mortgage. Tom's happy, until they go to the pub Friday night and they meet Dom. And Dom's bragging how he's quadrupled his money, because Dom has also sold his houses for £300,000, but Dom bought 4. Dom put £50,000 down on each, but he borrowed a mortgage on each of £150,000. So after he's paid the mortgages off, he's left with £600,000. Add on the 10 years worth of net income, 820 grand. I guess what I'm trying to say is property is a great investment, especially when you leverage it with a mortgage. And I know it's ingrained in us all, it's the British way to want to pay your mortgage off as quickly as possible, but it doesn't actually make sense. You'd be much better reinvesting that money into a second property and letting someone else actually pay your mortgage off for you. I'm Joe Woodhouse, and this is Family Wealth 101.